Hi, my name is Pam Denny. I'm the designer and architect of the Maximo BI or Business Intelligence tools. In today's demo, I want to highlight some of the new features of the Maximo 7602 feature pack. This was delivered in September 2015. And I've brought up the README file here, and you could find the README file easily by Googling on Maximo 7602 README. Brings you right to this page. And as you notice down here in the What's New section, it references a new report. So in 7602, the new report we delivered was an invoice cost variance for LIFO FIFO items. And it says to find more about this report, click on the link for the Maximo 76 report booklet. So let's do that in this demo. Let's drill down into this report so you can understand what it displays, how it's derived, and how you can utilize it in your environment. So I've already downloaded the booklet, and as I open up the zip file, you'll notice there's an XLS file or a worksheet, and as you open it up, it contains a number of individual components. That includes the Maximo 76 reports. This is where you're going to find the details on the reports and the screenshots. There's also additional report description information on that worksheet. There's another worksheet that talks about the industry solution reports, but notice this worksheet here called the Maximo 76 updates. And if I click on that individual worksheet, I'll see this is the new report that was added in 7602. Again, this is invoice cost variance. Well, let me go back to the main tab and let's find that report. Let's just do a quick Control F. And as you'll notice, it gives you a display or a brief description of the report. It talks about how it shows cost variances for LIFO FIFO items, and a cost variance is defined as the difference between the PO line cost and the invoice line cost. And if I click on the link, you can see a screenshot of what this report looks like. But rather than explore this screenshot, let me explain it by utilizing an XLS worksheet, and then we'll go into Maximo and run this individual report. So again, what are we looking at here with our invoice cost variance? I've got three very simple scenarios here where I have three different POs, and you can see them listed right here in this spreadsheet. And for each one of these POs, I'm going to order the same item, and that's item 28149 in Max Demo Data, and this is set up as a LIFO FIFO item. And for each of those POs, notice that I order 10, every one at $4, and I go ahead and receive the full quantity of 10. But now let's look what happens when I start to receive invoices from these items. Well, imagine my first invoice I received is for the expected quantity of 10 at $4. So again, my invoice is 4, my invoice line quantity is 10, so there's no difference between what I ordered my parts for than what I was invoiced from my supplier for. But that changes in our second scenario. Again, I ordered 10 at a cost of $4 on my PO, but when I received the invoice from my supplier, he invoiced me for my quantity of 10, but he charged me $5, so $1 more per item. So what is my cost variance? Well, that cost variance is defined as the invoice line cost of $5 minus my PO line cost of $4 times my individual quantity. So I have a $10 cost variance. Conversely, I have that third PO come into play. Again, I order 10 of 28149 at $4 each. But now this time when I receive my invoice from the supplier, instead of charging me the $4, he now gives me a price break and is only charging me $3 per item. So what's my line cost difference? Again, in this case, I'm only being charged $3. I originally thought I was going to pay $4 on my PO. Multiply that by my individual quantity, and I have a line cost difference of $10. Well, again, why is this important to you as you're trying to understand the differences between your PO line cost and your invoice line cost? That's what comes into play with invoice cost variance. So what does this look like in Maximo? Let me toggle over here to an environment where I have this set up, and I had created those three individual POs and my corresponding invoices. But let's take a detailed look over here on our last invoice where my vendor is only charging me $3 instead of the $4. What does that look like in Maximo? Well, you bring up that individual invoice, click on View Related Records in the Invoice Transaction tab, and you can see down here, there's the $10 difference, right? That's the line cost variance. There's also going to be a corresponding tax difference, but what I'm focusing on here is the $10. So, okay, now I have that in mind. Well, what do I want to do with my report is I may have to reconcile these cost differences on a monthly, quarterly, yearly basis, whatever it may be in your environment. I would simply come to Run Reports, select the invoice cost variance. Again, this report is only for LIFO, FIFO items. Input any of the parameter dates that I may want, or I could just click Submit to execute across all records, and my report displays over here. I can look at it in the browser, or I could also open it up in a PDF format if I needed to save this or reconcile it with someone. And let me just open it up here in PDF so you might be able to view it a little bit easier in the demo. Here's my two invoices and my PO numbers. So let me look at the very first one. Remember the first one, my PO line cost was $4. My vendor charged me $5. So what's my line cost variance? It's $10. And also on the report, we list the line tax difference. And then in my other scenario, for my separate invoice number of invoice 1070, in this case, I still received 10 of these units, but my vendor manufacturer charged me $3. So I'm getting a price break of $1 on each of those 10 units, and I'm going to see that variance here and also my line tax difference. So again, this is the new invoice cost variance report for LIFO, FIFO items available now in Maximo 7602. It will also be rolled into one of the upcoming 7.5 fix packs, and you can again find more information by downloading the Maximo 76 report booklet, and you can view the description, the report file name, along with other information. So with that, I'd like to thank you very much for your time.